welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself on the show this evening. Me, Ox Chair, is the one and only Linda, and my mucker Bridge. How are we doing, boys and girls?
Evening, Ox Chair. Evening, Bridge man. Evening, everyone. I hope you're all keeping well.
Well, can I say a massive good evening to you two people, and to all the Rangers fans and all over the world, and the particular Rangers fans in our lobby and all the rest of it. Every single one of you. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
Well, we've had enough of me and Bridge over the last couple of nights, Linda. I don't think anybody will argue with that, but give us your thoughts on Sunday.
Oh, it was just a wonderful, wonderful result, wasn't it? Wasn't it, Ox? And I know you guys have covered the game quite a bit over the last couple of nights, but it was just great. I mean, after the week we'd had, and obviously we got through in the Europa League, job done, not a great game, but then we were all just focusing on Sunday, and we saw the team, and obviously Patterson didn't make it, Balogun was in, and that did worry me a wee bit, albeit I thought the rest of the team, was relatively strong, but when you think no captain, no manager, and the players just stepped up, didn't they? And I just felt that it was a real champions performance, and it just basically, it put people in their place a wee bit, I think, and it showed people, the resilience that we've got and why we are champions.
How did you rate the match?
I thought it was a fairly entertaining match. There was chances for both teams, and obviously both goalkeepers were called into action, but I mean, it wasn't the most exciting Old Firm game, but I don't know. I did think there would have been more goals. I thought we might have maybe won 3-2 or something like that. So for the fact that it was only the 1-0 was maybe a wee bit of a surprise, I think.
So would you say that the fact that you thought it was a high-scoring game was because we were playing the greatest team the world's ever seen?
Oh, I think so, yes. Allegedly.
Allegedly. We haven't scored a goal for nearly 200 minutes, yeah?
Unbelievable, Oxy. It just shows you. You don't believe everything you read in the press and media, eh?
No. Don't mention the media. Bridgeman's just had a couple of tablets to calm him down, yeah?
Oh, no wonder, Bridge. Give us some of them.
Aye, you're right. Listen, I think it was an open game, but I think it was void of quality in the final third. Maybe would that be fair?
Yeah, I think you're right, and we maybe I'm just talking about ourselves here. Mm-hmm. We maybe took the wrong decisions at times as well, Ox. I thought we broke forward on quite a few occasions, and maybe just sort of let go good chances to maybe create an actual chance or a clear goal scoring chance. But what I did think is that our two forwards, the two forward players like Morelos and Kent, although they weren't firing on all cylinders, I still thought they both played quite well, and I thought that they occupied them, Ox, because they don't like playing against either of those players.
Mm-hmm. I've got to say, I think we touched on it the last couple of nights. I think Kent took one for the team. I don't know if he'd have been playing if everybody had been fit. Don't know what your thoughts are, Linda and Bridge. Yeah,
I would agree, and I don't know if it was Gary Mack that maybe alluded to it as well, and I know just talking to family members, people have been saying, is he carrying a knock because he's just not quite right? So maybe, as you say, he took one for the team to play. So yeah, hats off to Kent, and it just shows how much he wants to play for Rangers, doesn't it?
Bridge?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's there's a number of players. I thought there was a number of players that played a really good game, and there was no failure in the team. But there's some of them. There is a wee weak spot, and it's certainly getting close to goals. They just don't want to shoot and things like that, So they get very nervous or whatever it is. And I think I thought like Kent came on, played through an injury. He wasn't magical, but he was brilliant at certain parts of the game. So what real low parts for me because he wasn't getting the shots in, because he likes shooting against them. A lovely shot against the post. Other than that, we didn't do a great deal. Morales had a couple of shots. There was a couple of headers for the defenders when they were up for set pieces. But we didn't really batter their goal or make their goalkeeper make fantastic saves like we have done in the past. And therefore, I think the forwards, or the lack of chances getting taken, or the lack of, shots at goal, might be a better thing to say. And other than that, I think our team played really, really well. We defended really well, put our lives on the line by the feel of it, and come away with a 1-0 win. Chance-wise, I think it was each-a-peachy with the teams, but I still think we were the better team in the second half, and that, to me, that warranted a victory, and I've got no complaints about it.
No, I watched a bit of it back over the last day or so when I've had a bit of time, and I couldn't believe how much control we had, Linda. The start of the second half up till we got the goal. I thought we in another day we might have made opportunities and scored more goals.
Yeah, we'd agree, and I think that wee period in the game, obviously we did get the goal, but I just think how well we played in that period of the game probably ended up winning us the match. And I know that McCrory was called into action a couple of times in the second half late on, Ox, but you would expect that from the team that's losing to push up and try and get a goal. But that wee spell, as you say, just after half time, I thought Stephen Davis was immense in that period, and so was Kamara. I thought they two they really controlled the midfield. They were positive. They put in tackles. And what about Stephen Davis at the end when he nicked the ball off? I don't know who it was, but he played Sakala through, and you thought Sakala could have maybe ran in another wee bit and got a better shot away. But that period after half time, it showed you the quality that we have got in the middle of the park.
Yeah, I think that was the area that was shone in that part. I thought Aribo, Kamara, and prompted by Stephen Davis. Some of the touches were exquisite under at times. Yeah,
Joe Aribo we love watching Joe Aribo, and I know sometimes he can't. Sometimes we think he's maybe not playing in the right position. I know you've said sometimes you prefer him to maybe play one up, but it just depends on the opposition, and it just depends who's available, I suppose. But he's a cracking footballer. He's so strong, and he protects the ball well. So the three of them I thought probably were the best players on the park by a mile in that period after half time. Absolutely.
Yeah, well said. Pleased for Liam Balogun. I hear nothing but good things about the man as a man, but particularly pleased for the young boy McCrory. That could be the beginning of his career, Linda. Then we'll go to the bridge with that.
Yeah, and I think when McCrory came in, obviously for the European game, Gary McAllister spoke very highly of him. I think we covered that in the show last week. So, we had confidence, and he had a bit of experience because he'd been out on loan. But the way he played on Sunday, the future is so bright for him. And obviously, Alan's a bit older than John McLaughlin. So we're not sure what's going to happen going forward, but I think we would all be very happy if with Robbie McCrory, and if he ended up, for example, being the number 2 to John McLaughlin, I don't think we would be unhappy with that.
Do you see that happening, Bridge?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it would happen like that. To be perfectly honest with you, I'll be so happy that the continuity, if the continuity stays or keeps going under Gerrard, I'll be very happy. And whatever improvements we get may come naturally. It may be exactly what Linda was saying. It may happen exactly like that. I don't know if it will, but I do want it. I want improvement. I want improvement all over. And I don't want us to fall below that level we got to on Sunday. I want the team to fall below that and serve up a load of rubbish. I want them to do the same things, play the same type of game that they played, and that'll do us. Every Rangers fan wants them to do something similar, because we shouldn't be struggling against, shall we say, known weaker opposition who go out and they play the 10 men across the 18-yard line. And maybe there's not much you can do about that, but we want to be able to go out there and do what we want to do, not what someone else forces us to do. That's what we want. That's what I want anyway.
Going back to the point, do you see John McCrory take Noah as a number 2, maybe, I don't know, the end of this season or potentially the end of the next season? He's 23. He's got to progress with his career, isn't he?
Yeah, unless there's an injury. That's what I was trying to say there. I don't see it happening like that, but I do think what you said about the 2 years is a great opportunity in the next 2 years. But he must get wee games here and there. He must be allowed to play. He can't be stuck in a cupboard and on the bench and all that nonsense. He's got to be able to come on and play. So McGregor will get rested, McLaughlin might get rested, or none of the two of them selected and McCrory steps in. These kind of things must happen. I said that the other night. It must happen. However, it gets there because that's up to the manager and his selection boys. But I think McCrory's going to be, based on that performance, I think he's going to be a fabulous wee player for us. And I'm saying we, but he's over 6 feet. So I think he's got a great opportunity. And look, the way he played against red hot heat at Ibrox against them, and they did nothing, no harm for his career at all. In fact, he did everything to make it flourish. And long may it go. But seriously, McGregor, Rangers can look forward now to say McGregor can hang his boots up without any great pressure from the team, and he can stay for another season and maybe keep on going for another season after that. And sooner or later, he will hang his boots up. And I don't know if McLaughlin will step right in there, because this boy McCrory is a good player. He's a good player for us.
All right. I think we'll get the phone lines open and see what people want to talk about this evening. What do you think, Linda?
Sounds like a plan, Ox.
All right. Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
All right. Touched on it, obviously. Who did you give man in the match to, Linda?
Well, I think I wouldn't have argued with Balogun. I just think that, for him to play it right back, and I know he's played there before, but I don't think he had a particularly good game there. And he has had a few iffy moments. So, hats off to him. He played really well. He comes over so nice as well. As you say, he's a good guy, and he knows what it means to play for the club. He seems to have really bought into all that. Very complimentary about the fans. But again, it does come down to your ability, and we want him to play well. So I would have said that Balogun was the man of the match.
Yeah, I don't think you'll get any argues with that. Bridge used to get him centre-halves every week.
Oh dear. I can't. No answer for that one.
Okay. It'd be interesting to see. Obviously, the story broke the day before we talk about the team about the for the Scottish Government concerning getting vaccinated, having a vaccine passport to get any. Basically, Ibrox are the biggest stadiums in the country. If they were losing a couple of games, they wouldn't have to worry about it. So, with the crowds of maybe 10,000 or so, but it's going to have a big impact in your life, Bridge, because I was just looking at it. The things that you would do. Obviously, you attend nightclubs quite regular. The indoor events, you go to the bingo, yeah. And then you've got the concerts you go to. And then obviously Ibrox with the 10,000 people. So it's going to have a big impact in your life, isn't it?
It'll have a huge impact in my life at Ibrox. That's for sure.
It'll be interesting to see if it becomes legislation and how they're going to police it, and the devil be in the details. So obviously we've got a couple of weeks when there's no football, and we'll unravel and we'll see what's going to happen. But I suppose it was always going to happen, Linda.
Okay, I think so. And just as you say, it's going to affect a lot of people, people that have obviously not had the 2 vaccines. I saw a couple of people online saying what's going to happen going forward. We've all bought season tickets and if we can't get in, etc. But you're right, Ox, the devil will be in the detail and they'll be probably debating it to the 11th hour as the weeks go on there, and then obviously with the football starting back after the international break. But let's hope if it comes in, Ox, it's done properly.
Do you think for a minute that they would add that you've had the vaccination, that you've been double vaccinated? Would they add that into your season ticket card, for instance?
That's the way I think it could work, Bridge, personally. I think you'd have to send in your details and then they would activate your card accordingly. That's the only way I can see it. How else could you do it?
Although you could do it on an app on your phone or something like that.
Yeah,
and just show is it the QR or something, whatever it is,
everybody gets in. We've seen how much if you're looking at it, the trials and tribulations we had with some of them people getting in at the Real Madrid game, it says the QR codes,
Yeah.
So
I don't think QR codes.
The devil's going to be in the detail, and we'll take it one stage at a time, But it ain't happened yet, and hopefully things improve and we don't need to do it. Anyway, I think we've been joined by Andrew from Crookston. Evening, Andrew.
Evening, Ox. Evening, Bridgeman. Evening, Linda.
Hello, Andrew.
By the way, I keep a rote of everything. I notice you phone every Wednesday when Linda's on. What do you think of this, Bridge?
Oh.
The shocker, the boy. The boy's a shocker, that's for sure.
I tried to phone in Monday night, but it was just engaged all the time. Well, it wasn't engaged, it rang a couple of times, and then I got the red button, I think. But no, it was just obviously you were very, very busy. I was just speaking to Terry there, and you are obviously inundated with calls, and rightly so. After Sunday, being there, I was at the game Sunday, and just want to say it. First of all, the fans were absolutely fantastic. I've been to many Old Firms, but I think for me anyway, I thought that was the best I've definitely experienced. I don't know if any of you guys at the panel were at the game, and if you would agree on that about the support.
I'll pass it round to my learner college, because obviously I'm too young to Linda.
What a shocker!
Well, I wasn't at the game, Ox, but obviously on television, Andy, you could hear the noise. And I watched it back as well on Rangers TV. They do the wee bit inside Ibrox, and they get a lot closer to the pitch and the crowd, and the noise was absolutely phenomenal. And obviously when the goal went in, but at the end when they were singing "I'm Feeling It," the Sunset Brothers song, it must have been amazing to be in the stadium then.
Oh, Linda, honestly, from when the goal went in, and then right after it we did the bouncy. Honestly, I swear I could feel the foundations move under my feet. Honestly, it was incredible. And then at the end of the game, it wasn't the case of we only sang from for the goal went in. Afterwards, we sang from the first whistle for 30 minutes before kick-off until the players left the pitch. And then when they played that song, as you say, Linda, I'm Feeling It, it was just absolutely bouncing. Memories already. Right. So I'll go into a wee bit about the game and see if you agree with me with a couple of points. First of all, just 1 point really. The whole team I thought were excellent. I really do. Especially the midfield. I thought the midfield was absolutely immense. I thought the tactics were spot on. and I noticed at the beginning of the game, I sat in the Copeland front, and I noticed at the beginning of the game that Balogun was staying like 20 yards off that Kyogo. And obviously the reason for that, you obviously know, is probably if the ball was like to get played over the top, that Kyogo would do him for pace. And any ball that came down in the first half, Balogun had him in his back pocket. And I thought Balogun was absolutely immense, along with the rest of the team. But, you know, it was just the whole team, just you said the whole team
well said,
it.
Andrew. It was a team performance. I think Balogun was justifiably man of the match, closely followed by Sir Stephen Davis for me, but I might be slightly biased. But it was a team performance, Linda.
Yeah, and I think a few people sort of stepped up to the mark a wee bit as well, Andy. You know, Borna Barisic has come in for a bit of criticism over the last few weeks, and you know we've all you know criticised them, and rightly so, because you know we're only critiquing what we see, and we're not afraid to actually you know say that players aren't performing well enough. But I thought he looked more like his old self in the game. I thought his delivery was better. There was a couple that were still a bit off, but you could see what it meant to him as well. You know, when he put the ball at the corner, he put the ball in for the corner for Helander to score. And I know at the end he was quite emotional, and people thought, is he going, you know, is that him off to Roma? And we don't know whether there was any concrete bids or not. But I think Borna was just relieved that he actually had a good game. I don't know if you would agree. I mean, do you think that he was back to his best, or he still got more to come from him?
I think he had a great game. Not his best, but I think he put everything into his game. For what he could. I don't know if he's carrying a niggling injury. I don't know, but I can definitely say that he really put in a really great, strong performance. And you've obviously noticed as well when he got that corner and Helander headed it in, he ran from one end right over to or sprinted. Didn't just jog, he sprinted right over to the players, and you know, you seen what it meant to him at the end, and everybody's saying, "Oh, that must have been him leaving and stuff." But going back to what Ox said there, it was 100% a full team performance. There's no doubts about it. From the goalkeeper, from Robbie McCrory, been thrown into an old firm. Thought it was excellent in what he had to do, and Davis absolutely superb in the middle of the park. Just right throughout the whole team, just everybody left their shirt on that park, if you ask me.
You understand that?
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, you go, mate.
I was going to say that the way I viewed it, and I put it out of view to a bridge, I said that man of the match was Balogun by a long way. What a great performance by him. I thought that young McGrory and Helander were closely behind them, you know. I thought they two had tremendous games, and you've got to give Helander credit for the goal as well. Triple stuff. And you mentioned Borna. I thought Borna I think he's been hearing the fans, you know, that heavy sigh the fans give when Borna doesn't get his crossover, and you know, that kind of thing. I think he's been hearing that, and that might have been why the relief was there when at the end of the game. He contributed greatly, particularly in the second half, I must admit. But I thought our defence were the better of the two defenders, the two defences, including the goalkeeper. I wouldn't give you tuppence for any of theirs, that's for sure. And we were a better defensive team. Our midfield, but the second half performance by our midfield was just out of this world. Just out of this world. Fabulous. Apart from maybe the last 10 minutes, they managed to get on top a wee bit. But we struggled in, and we fought on and got through. I would suggest to you that Stephen Davis, there was a 20-minute spell in the second half where he played possibly the finest game of football in a 20-minute spell that anybody has ever played at Ibrox for many a long year. I thought he was outstanding for that spell. There was a couple of the other times where he sort of lost the ball a wee bit and lost the place, if you follow what I mean. But seriously,
yeah, he made a couple of misplaced passes.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
You see, when I watched Davis for that 20 minutes, I just thought, wow, that was just like me.
You mean his age?
Oh, no. No. He was everywhere. That run he had at the end, we never really mentioned that much. That run he had, Linda, I think it was about maybe 90 minutes on the clock, 80 odd or whatever.
Yeah.
He stole the ball on that off Bridgie and Alex's favourite player, Sorrel, you know, and gave it to Sakala when he had the shot. I mean, the energy. The energy showed Linda. It just, for a man, it just keeps making his eat with words, doesn't he?
I know. And if Sakala had actually just if he had scored there, what a goal that would have been. And I saw a few comments as well, Ox, about, people from the other side of the city talking about Davis's energy levels and where is he getting all this energy from, and it just makes you laugh. It's because he's looked after himself. He's in brilliant nick, isn't he? So, you think about this season and maybe Gerrard was going to be giving him a bit of a rest. Well, he's not so far. I think he's played eight out of the 9 games, Ox. So, long may that continue. And he's just so difficult. It's just so difficult to leave him out of the team, isn't it?
Well, not be long until they're thinking, well, we'll spread this wee rumour around, and Stephen Davis is on drugs or something like that. That's kind of angle for it. His energy levels are extremely good. Brilliant.
Yeah. Listen, I don't think he had his greatest game for us, but it was just the way he took the game by the scruff of the neck, Andrew, for that particularly in that second half, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. As you mentioned there, it was the second half. I've noticed more Davis was more aggressive and more. He got into the more of the rhythm of the game, if you understand what I mean. And yeah, that run at the end, I think he ran about 40 yards to get that ball and then set up Sakala. I mean, right on 90 minutes, that's like, we've heard Gerrard saying we need to see out games, like losing a late goal, and that's just Davis obviously saying we're not going to lose this now. I'm running 40 yards to win this ball and, get it back up our end of the park. And, I absolutely totally agree with you there with Davis. His second half performance for me, and that especially that 20-25 minute spell, he was absolutely fantastic.
Can I just say to Andrew, when we scored that goal, that was the loudest I've ever heard Ibrox, and I've been to Ibrox a long many a year now, and that's the loudest I've ever heard it. It was utterly fantastic, nerve tingling, skin crawling, you name it, it was there. What a feeling!
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with you that 100%. That's what I said at the start of the call. I think it was the best atmosphere I've been to at an Old Firm. If there's anyone listening in that sits in the Copeland front that get hit with a full cup of water, then sorry, it was somebody that knocked out my hand that went flying down about 6 rows, and so I don't know. I'm sure there are no boilers with a bit of water, but if they felt water coming down, it was me.
Well, they were lucky. Wasn't that in the old days, Bridgeman, was it? Yeah, it was something that was wetter again,
Wet and full.
Maybe steam coming out the bottle.
It's not that as well. It's like, see the goal, the corner was, when I sat, I'm just to the right hand side of the post, so the corner was over at the other side, and it was strange. It was as if the ball, when the corner was getting to, it was as if the ball was coming at a slower motion, because I had my eye on Helander, and I seen him, like, he was at the back of the ball on the 18-yard line, and then I seen him running round the the back, and I nudged my friend Mark next to me, and I said, "That's going in." And as soon as I seen him spring off his feet, I nudged him and said, "That's going in," and then he get his head on it, and then as I said, the rest is history. It was just the noise after that. I know the noise before it was great, but after that goal, and it was deafening.
I've got a big question to ask you, Andrew, and everybody wants to know, if you knew it was getting in, would you not put your cup of water down for?
I didn't have time.
That's a bloody good question, that is. That's a bloody good question. You deliberately throwing water at Rangers fans? Shocking.
It's because what it was, I was singing that much in the first half, I was doing, and I'd asked Lassie, "Can you give me a cup of water?" And I'd went up, and I'd only had a couple of sips at it, and then 65 minutes, I think we scored, and I was just had it in my hand, and then when we scored, it just somebody banged it in my hand. I just seen it go.
Oh dear, imagine that. Get me their name and I'll have a word with them, mate.
Down a few rows, and so whoever it landed on, I apologise.
Did you not call the stewards and report it?
Oh, Jesus.
I think we've all seen the game pretty similar. I wonder, it was a good point. And obviously, we're going on about the depleted squad. What was your thoughts on we never really touched on it last night. Cedric, I didn't get mentioned, but obviously Cedric's away to the Bundesliga team, and Big Nicholas went back home to Croatia to get some games under his belt. I think for their careers, they're both good moves, yeah?
Yeah, definitely, Ox. And, you know, I think some people are a bit surprised about Itten going and maybe thinking that is that going to leave us a bit short through the middle. But I think you've got obviously you've got Morelos, you've got Sakala, Roof can play through there as well. And you know, you don't know. Maybe Itten himself is fancied to go out and loan as well, Ox. You know, maybe when it's come up, he said he wanted to go because he wants to get more pitch time. But I think he'll go with everybody's best wishes, won't he? Because although he didn't make very many starts, he did score some really important goals for us last year. You know, when you think about the Motherwell goals that he scored. And I think
3-6 goals were against Motherwell. Something bizarre like that.
That's right. So, and you've got to say, Ox, he's been a model professional, hasn't he? You know, you don't see him, you know, throwing the dummy out the pram or anything. And you know, another one that's really bought into the club. So we don't know. We've got the option to bring him back in January if we need him. And I think there's mixed reports about the fact that in the summer they've got an option that they can actually buy him, but I don't know if that's true. There's been mixed reports about that, and I think with Katic, I think it's good for him that he's going to go out and get some game time.
And my understanding is we've got the same option. We can bring him back in January, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. You know. And again, with this option to buy, I think it's the clubs that they've gone to that have said that on their kind of websites rather than Rangers saying that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
On you go, Bridge.
I was going to say, I don't think it would matter what level of team he went to. I think he desperately wants to go back into the international scene. And isn't he going to get that from Rangers? He's not going to get enough games in a row, you know, to bring his form back in again. I don't think. It's certainly not in the immediate future. And a loan out would be a fantastic for him. If he can get games, continuous games, the Swiss international team will start looking at him again. Because it's not that long ago he was in there playing regularly for them. So that might pick up again. And good luck to him when he does it. Good luck to him.
Listen, unfortunately for Cedric Itten, he's a fringe player, Andrew, you know, and you've got a decision to make. You can only have so many players at your disposal, yeah? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. I wasn't surprised that he's been out on loan, but at the same time, I don't think we're, as Linda pointed there, that we could look as if we're less shot, but not really up front, So, and he's not really going to be starting many games. Especially when Morelos is fit and Roof is fit, So, I think it's a great move for the guy, and hopefully, as you say, that you can get back into banging in goals in regular game time, and hopefully get back into his international squad again and start playing for them again, and then it could be a great move and come back to Ibrox next season, especially if the likes of maybe Morelos may go next year or something, and it could work out good for us.
I personally think it's the beginning of the end for Cedric. I think he's 23. I think the Rangers thing, that ship might have sailed. Katic, I maybe see a wee bit different. He might have another chance. Be good to hear people's thoughts. And what's your thoughts, Linda?
Yeah, I would agree, Ox. I don't think the management team see him as a starter, and I don't know if it's a matter of trust or he just doesn't fit into our overall kind of style of play.
Don't mention starters, Rudy over a prawn cocktail.
The old-fashioned one. I know, but Katic is different. I think we will see Katic back, and I think most Rangers fans really do want to see Nico back.
Bridge, thoughts?
Look, I don't know if it's in
we're speculating. We're speculating, aren't we?
Yeah, I just don't know. I actually don't know if I would want him back. I want the guy to go and improve himself. And much as he was with Rangers and he scored a few goals, I don't think he was ever going to be, I think that was much like yourself, Bob. I don't think he was ever going to be a big star with Rangers. But Katic has been a star with Rangers, and he would see his injury. So he's away over to Hajduk Split.
Yeah.
So I don't remember, but we were on it. My wife and I were on a cruise, and we pulled into Split. Listen to me. The ship docked at Split, and we went into this big marketplace, and I got chatting to an old guy, and I says, "Where's Hajduk?" When I'm saying it, "Where's Hajduk?" And he says, "Oh, it's just over there, about half a mile away." He says, so when we were walking back to the ship later on, there was a big graffiti on the walls, Hajduk Split, because I remember Rangers playing them from when I was a young lad. So that was great. That was really great. But I tell you what, that place is warm. Katic is going to know all about it. Absolutely boiling, by the way. Boiling.
Well, what's your thoughts, Andrew? Who can you see it in back, or do you think would you like him back? I mean, I'm nothing against the lad personally. I just think he's been unlucky. His appearances, and I just don't think they fancy him. The coaching staff, I don't think they think he's a bad player. I just don't think they think he's got what it takes to take us to the next level.
Yeah, I agree with you. I just think that he's not going to get the run of games that he's hoping for, and just basically, I can't see it. And if he does get a run of games over there, and Rangers do decide that they don't want to bring him back, whatever, then I say we cash in on him, or and we've still got young Juan Allegra and that he comes through as well. So I wouldn't be a big loss on me. But
and what about Katic? How do you see Katic?
Oh, Katic, yeah, I'd like to see Katic back. I do. I like Katic. I think he's a good player. I think he's pretty intelligent, and all right. I think a lot of Rangers fans may think, oh, he's great, is because he's won it at Parkhead that day. But for what I've seen of him, I think he's a decent player. I would like to see what he does in the next year, especially his loan, and see if he's improved again. And if he has, then I'd like to see him back.
All right. Well, I think we'll put that out there to the listeners. Use their thoughts, Linda. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was wondering as well, Ox, about Katic himself. Does he see himself as being like, one of the first choices, or do you think he would rather play games too? So, I mean, where is he in the pecking order in terms of the centre halves?
Oh, that's a good question, Linda. Because, well, obviously, I think Golson and Hollander are our number one pairing bridge.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. And of course, they've cemented that the weekend. And Balogun not far behind him, truth be told, he could slot in. Excuse me. But you saw the difference with Balogun as well, playing on the right side. So he's everything he could do. Nearly all his game was all right-footed. So it looked very good. Whereas if he's playing alongside Golson, then he's going to be, shall we say, a wee bit favouring the left, because that's the position he's in. And we know what happens when you get a... Katic was terrible for it. He couldn't play with his left foot, if you follow me. He'd hardly pass the ball or kick it even. But he continuously pulling the ball over to his right. And for a centre half, that can be very difficult. And I was ever so happy when we got Hollander, a natural left-footed guy, so that balances up with the left. I was delighted with that. But I saw Balogun at his best Sunday, and he played an absolutely fabulous game. The whole 90 minutes, it was brilliant. And you could see the strength he's got there. And it's a lot of that's down to playing in the right side of the game for me, right side of the pitch.
More comfortable, Bridge?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Linda?
Yeah, I would agree with Bridge there. We've not had a chance to actually see Katic play in his favoured side, and it'll also be interesting in terms of what happens with Golson too, Ox. We've not heard any more about this contract, and if he was to actually go, there's maybe a space there for Katic. So I think it'll just depend what happens going forward, and we'll just see.
How you rating them, Linda? Are we going Golson and Hollander number one, Golson and, because he always plays at the moment, Balogun the second pairing, and then Golson and Simpson? Is that the way you're seeing it?
Yeah. I mean, the four of them, the boy Simpson I've not seen enough of but what I would say is that he does give you the balance on the left side because he's left-footed, but my opinion in terms of what I've seen is that Katic is better than Simpson. So I would go with Golson, Hollander, Balogun, Katic and Simpson would be the order I would put them in just now.
I prefer Katic, a fit Katic to what we've seen of Jack Simpson at the moment, of course. At the moment. Andrew, any thoughts, mate?
Yeah, I agree with that. I would say we're top pairing just now is definitely Hollander, Golson, then Hollander, Balogun, then Hollander, Katic, and then Hollander, Simpson. Yeah, so I'd agree with Linda there. Yeah, I'd agree with Linda.
I get a fit Nico will be in front of Simpson, but at the moment I don't think he is. I think that's the problem. He's got to get some games.
Yeah.
All right. Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
It'd be great to hear. I mean, obviously the boy Simpson, he's not played that many games, but I suppose he's maybe started about the same as Cedric Eaton. I'm going to check that out, Linda.
I might not be that far off, Ox.
But obviously he's left-sided, so that helps him, doesn't it?
Yeah,
in that
definitely.
Position.
I think he's going to a natural fill-in for Hollander. Hollander, to me, he's a quality player, like Hollander. And Simpson will get an able deputy, but he needs to be able, again, he needs games. He needs to get games in. And natural left-footed. I like to see the balance. I like to see it right. That's what I say. I don't see Katic playing a massive part in Rangers Football Club, certainly not for this season. He's away out on loan to try and get games under his belt and get himself fit. He may come back, a bit of luck he will come back. because we all like him. We like the way he stands and holds himself and does things. We like that, you know.
Mm-hmm. He started half the games that Cedric started. Jack Simpson, 5 games he started for his London, yeah.
Yeah, and did he cover at the end of last season, Ox? Because
he played in the last Old Firm game when we won 4-1, didn't he? Remember he get put? You know,
that's right.
We've not seen enough of him week in, week out, but at the moment he doesn't look as if he wouldn't be. I don't think I heard anybody say he'd be the first pick, but only time will tell her.
Yeah, definitely.
Can I ask the panel a question, if you don't mind?
Yeah, carry on, Andrew.
It was just a question you asked me when I was last on. You were saying that, do you think that if any game will kickstart the season is beating Celtic, what did I think? And I said, yeah. I said, of course, any game at all that will kickstart your season is beating Celtic. Now I want to ask your panel, do you think this will kickstart the season?
Oh. Can I answer that after the St Johnstone game? I wonder.
Well, I mean, I think we've started to make some improvements, Andrew, after the three defeats in a row that basically shocked every fan. We just weren't expecting it. And we were talking about how they just needed to start playing a bit better and winning games. So we have started to do that. And I know the 2 games against Aliskirk were a wee bit of a tough watch. But I'm hoping, that they will start, stepping up and showing a bit more consistency. But because I don't know what you guys think, but I still even think on Sunday there was loads of gears for us to find. So that gives us a wee bit of heart, because we know that we can still play a lot better and there's a lot more to come. But yeah, the St Johnstone game will give us some answers, as Ox said.
Rich?
Yeah, I have to say that most assuredly this will give us a huge kickstart. And by the way, can I just say, if it doesn't, then there's something wrong with the players. There's got to be. There's something no right if this doesn't make people sit up and take notice. I mean, I'm talking about our players and remembering what they've done when they played against Celtic and so on and so forth. These things are life-changing, not just game-changing. This is life-changing to beat them. And by the way, creating history, adding to history, call it what you like. Just an utterly fabulous result for us, for the club, for the players. They need to sit up and watch what they're doing when they're playing against, as I said a couple of minutes ago, supposedly inferior teams and clubs. So St Johnstone, although they've given us tough games in the recent past, I would hope that our players are going to go out there with full of pride and full of nonchalance and a bit of panache and swagger, and get there and play football with the belief that they're far better than them. So each one with an opposite number, level them, finished.
I couldn't agree more with that. Couldn't agree more.
It's a good point you make, Andrew, because we want to kick on, and then obviously we want to go and win our next game, and hopefully we'll go on a run. That's what we're looking for, yeah, a run of games which will get us into the forum for the St Johnstone game, will hopefully get us into the forum for Leon, and then we can get the flag delivered on the 18th, and we kick-start for that, that week of games where we can go in a row, and it makes everything worthwhile. If you don't, well, there'll be questions asked, as Bridge rightly says. What's your thoughts, then?
Yeah, I totally agree. Just like Livingston last year, I think it was our 4th game in as well, wasn't it? We played Livingston, we drew, then that kick-started the season then. Now this is our 4th game in as well, and we beat our biggest rival, so surely this is definitely a kickstart. And as Bridgeman said there, if it isn't, then the players need a serious look at.
Yeah, all right. But we'll see. Hopefully, it's a springboard to 56.
Yeah. Absolutely agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Linda, hopefully it's a springboard to 56.
Yeah, definitely, Ox, because you know, it would be so disappointing if we ended up, you know, we started to struggle and we're stumbling along games, because we know that the players can play so much better than what they have been for a lot of this season so far. But I mean, you don't want to make excuses, and you know, everybody's got to deal with sort of, you know, changes. But I mean, I think Gary Mack was talking about this sort of 4-squad rotation where there's been injuries, there's been suspensions, they've been unable to pick the same team sort of, you know, 2 and 3 games in a row. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of some certain players that have come in. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing more of Sakala. He obviously had that wee injury. Well, obviously got Scott Wright back. He had made a good start and he's missed a few games too now. We'll have Kamara more settled. And obviously we've got our captain out just now, so there's a lot more to come from all of them. And I would be really, really, as I say, gutted if we didn't start playing, as Bridge says, with a bit of panache and starting to score a lot more goals as well.
Yeah, I hope you're right. And we go from strength to strength, and we have a springboard to 56, as I said, Bridge. But
56 is a very important number for us.
One game at a time, yeah.
Absolutely, pal. Absolutely. Now, I don't know if Ryan Jack, we've not had any word at all how Ryan Jack's been doing. Obviously, are they on holiday at the moment? The boys are a couple of days off.
Yeah, a couple of days off, mate. Yeah. And then I think they start training again tomorrow, mate. I think they do.
Oh, cool.
Some of them are back, you know.
Will Gerrard be back?
I couldn't answer that, mate. I mean, I don't know if you've seen this guy after the game with Gary Mack, and he was asked about Patterson and the COVID protocols. He said, "Don't ask me." I don't know if
it's a weirdest thing, isn't it? It's a weirdest setup.
You know, they asked him if the boy Patterson had been playing for Scotland. They said, due to the COVID protocols, he said, "Don't ask me." In other words, he didn't have a clue, and I'm taking the fifth in that one as well. You know, we've not seen Gerrard since the Ross County game, yeah.
That's right. Yep.
You know,
hopefully he's all right.
Yeah.
Well, he'll be 10 days quarantine or something like that, in self-isolation. 10 days.
Depends when it started. I mean, obviously, we had the news a week ago today, so obviously they might be new before it, mate. So it'd be nearly up, wouldn't it? So
not be far away. That's for sure.
Was Gerrard? Sorry. Was Gerrard just a close contact, or did he?
We don't know, mate.
COVID?
Neither we should. We don't know, mate. It's their personal business, isn't it? They don't need to tell us if they don't want to, yeah?
Yeah.
You know, but we don't know. But hopefully everybody's fit.
That's true, and healthy.
That's the most important thing, Linda.
Yeah, definitely, Ox. And as you rightly said, they don't reveal that type of information. We just know that they've been affected, either they've got the virus or they're close contact. But yeah, you just want everybody to be fit and healthy. The other player I'm looking forward to seeing, and I forgot we'd actually signed the boy, is the boy Bacuna. You know,
he was on the bench. He was on the bench and
on Sunday.
Sunday, yeah. Did you see him?
Yeah. I mean,
it was like Bridget's hairstyle with a bun. What did you think? Yeah.
What a shocker you are, boy. The bun.
Well, orange dreadlocks or something on it he had.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, that's what I'm saying. I was delighted with it.
Ox, where did we see him actually playing?
Yeah, well, he was playing for Hud. Oh, you mean for us?
As in what position?
Well, he's meant to be a guy who can play in the right of midfield, also outside right. Bacuna, you know, maybe anywhere maybe across the middle, but he's also played at right back, you know, so he's got a few strings to his bone. I don't know that much about the boy. It was only last week Port Bear was telling me the week before maybe when we brought him in, but an interesting signing. But he got on the bench for Sunday. I wonder, but he made that atmosphere, Linda.
Absolutely, he must have just been totally soaking it all in, and they would have explained that to him, and you know, and tried to tell him what it was like. But I don't think until you experience it, you really know, what the atmosphere can be like. So as you say, he's got a wee taste of it, and you've just seen the sort of obligatory YouTube clips of him, Ox, and he looks quite exciting. He can score a goal, he can set up a goal. So and I think the guys, they're just looking for him to get a bit of consistency. And I think we only gave him a 2-year contract because it's up to him to kind of go and prove himself, because he might have lost his way a wee bit. I think it was at Huddersfield he came from. So hopefully, he sees we're a big club, and this is a really great chance for him to show us what he can do.
He's 24, I think it said on Sky when I was watching the game. He was 20. He's 24 according to Wiki. He's played 102 league games for Huddersfield Town, They've got him down as a central midfielder, but obviously he's got more than one string to his bow. And I understand that they said that on Sky again when I was watching the game back, that on his debut for Huddersfield he scored a 45-yarder.
Right.
That'll do nicely. That would be good.
Well, obviously, up until Sunday we might have questioned Stephen Davis' legs, but we've all got to apologise to Stephen when we see him,
I know. I think he defies logic, doesn't he?
Yeah, Andrew, he certainly does, doesn't he?
Oh, he doesn't have. He never ever fails to defy logic ever. I think he defies science, to be honest. It's just every time he pulls that Rangers jersey on, he's out there and he's fully focused. His vision of a game is always 10 out of 10, and he's not like a. There's never lack of trying from him. Or he's just a role model for the club, a role model for all the younger boys on about him, and all the young lads coming through. He's definitely going to be, hopefully, if once his career's over, hopefully he does stay with the club and sticks around with the younger boys and brings them on as well. So I think it's just been absolutely superb for Rangers, and I just wish him all the best when he does decide to hang his boots up. But the way he's playing, I don't think it looks like anytime soon.
No, he's a freak of nature, the boy.
I would love the club to sort of talk to him and see if he was thinking of packing it in at the end of this season, for instance. Because I think we should make him an offer on the quiet to give him an extended contract for another season. Because I think he's got another couple of seasons left in those legs. What a performance! And when he was playing that 20 minutes slotted in the second half, he was like the captain of the team. That's what he was like. He was like the captain of the team. He was running everywhere, doing everything by example. Just superb stuff. Superb. What a performance.
I'll put it to you this way, Bridgeman. He wouldn't be one of the greatest players we've ever seen at Ibrox. People could put certain players ahead of him. I know you've got your favourites, everybody has. But I would argue that he's maybe been one of the most consistent.
Also, he's been a great servant to the club. He's never let the club down through all the sort of political upheavals that we've gone through and financial upheavals. He's never ever let the club down. He's always tried to do well by the club. And when he came back, I don't think there was one Rangers fan was unhappy that he came back, and we welcomed him. And he's showed us and repaid us by some great performances in Europe, and then of course right up to the present day, like Sunday there. Just amazing, an amazing character, an amazing player. As you said, he's not the greatest player in the whole world, and everybody knows that. But my God, he played football.
Top player, but what I'm saying is, what shines through is his consistency, yeah?
Absolutely, pal. Absolutely.
All right,
and
get yourself on mute, because we're going to have a tune.
We love you Rangers, we do. We love you Rangers, we do. Steve and Gerard came to Ibrox along with Gary Mack, and they were set the challenge to bring the title back. See the tea arrived, the end with let's go, and then we sniff it up to see the league flags finally won. We love you Rangers, we do. We love you Rangers, we do. We love you Rangers, we do. Oh Rangers, we love you. We had McGregor, Savin, Golson and Bournemouth happy back. African defeat in the fallen attack. Davis, Jack, Kamara, Arthur Hatchie came alive. With Hamilton and Balogun, they won his 55. We love you Rangers, we do. We love you Rangers, we do. We love you Rangers, we do. Oh Rangers, we love you. Not forgetting Jory boys, they kept me fit. Like Edmondson, Stuart Barker, we done his bit. McLaughlin, Jones and Bassey, Patterson's and good. Though Nico Cattish didn't please, Rangers through and through. We love you Rangers, we do. We love you Rangers, we do. We love you Rangers, we do. Oh Rangers, we love you. Dave King and the Three Bears deserve some special praise. They fought and won the battles to bring these glory days. Too many more to mention, they gave us everything. Now every bear around the world can celebrate and sing. We love you Rangers, we do. We love you Rangers, we do. We love you Rangers, we do. Oh Rangers, we love you. We love you Rangers, we do. We love you Rangers, we do. We love you Rangers, we do. Oh Rangers, we love you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
We love you Rangers, we do. Love that song, by the way.
Oh, brilliant.
We're on Jodie Pollock. We're on Jodie Pollock.
Fabulous.
Jodie Pollock. Yeah. That's a bit of a start with Jodie, isn't she?
Oh yeah, superstar.
She'd have been nothing without me and you, Bridge. We made her. She'll kill me.
What a shocker here. You deserve getting killed.
What I will say is, she's a right good bear as well, Linda, isn't she?
Oh yeah, she's an absolute star and a great bear. Aye, definitely looks.
Or Beret is
Beret is the phrase. Yes.
Beret. You want to say it? Yes, Andrew.
Did she write that song?
I think she was involved.
I know the song "We Love You Rangers" we do has been out for years and years and years. But you know, with all the names of the players, did she write that herself?
I think she was involved in the arrangement. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's other people that she deals with. She's mentioned in the past. Yeah, don't ask me their names. Yeah, ask me about football. Maybe a bit of cricket, golf, horse racing.
Songwriting's no part of your repertoire.
I'm rubbish in the Eurovision.
That's not a bad thing.
I might get ABBA 1974. Apart from that, I'm struggling. No. No, but I think Jodie's got people that are involved with her. She's. We'll find out. We'll ask her the next time she's on, Andrew, just for you, yeah? If I remember.
Excellent. Thanks, mate. Thanks.
If I remember. But aye, right, good, Beret. Come on, give us a call, give us your thoughts on the transfer business. Were you happy? Or would you rather be like other clubs? Would you rather sell your two star players, world-class players, for hundreds and hundreds of millions and bring in people we've never heard of? Bridgeman?
Hundreds and hundreds of millions. Are we talking pesos? Yeah, there's a couple of comments and follow. over the last few days. They were talking about the 50, 40, 50, 60 million, whatever millions it was they'd put on him. And my goodness, he's actually cost them money. He's actually cost them all. We'll not say any more about him anyway. We won't say any more. I'm just happy that the players that we brought in, and we'll go forward just one step at a time, one game at a time, and build. And that's what we need to do. Rebuild, get in there, manager, do the business. Do the business. Yes, Rangers.
Were you happy we kept all the players, Bridge? Are you really happy?
Well, I'm exceedingly happy. Look, we haven't lost any of the major names that we had.
No, the starters. The starters.
Yeah, you know the basics of your squad or your team. So you've got maybe 13 or 14 players there that you could say that's the mainstay of the team, you know. And people like Kent, I think if Kent was going to go, we could get a right few quid for Kent. But the truth is, I don't want him to go. I don't want any other players to go. I want another 2 seasons with Steven Gerrard in charge of our team, and they build, improve. But we can't afford to have these slumps at the beginning of the season, pre-season stuff and all that. We can't afford that. We need to be up for it, get all the pre-season done, out the way, get it past us.
Finished, mate. It's finished.
I'm saying that, but we weren't very good.
No, they've not maybe have to look at what they've done. And by the way, the first time we saw them was Partick Thistle, and there wasn't a tempo in that game, and they took that on to Tranmere. Maybe that's something you need to learn. I think Albert will be with us tomorrow night. Albert's always banging that drum. Well, likes to bang a drum, but he's always saying you set standards and you do it at the right tempo and you treat that and you move on and you improve. But when you go on slovenly, Linda, maybe it just catches on and it caught us on a hop.
Yeah, I think that's right, Ox. And you know, sometimes if you start getting into a wee bit of a slump, it can be difficult to get yourselves out of it. And you've got to start the season really well. I mean, last year we made an unbelievable start, including the pre-season games. And then we just, hit the ground running. Apart, we did have that draw that Andrew was talking about, earlier. But yeah, we made a brilliant start. But I was just thinking about what you were saying about the transfer activity last night. And I think there was quite a few fans that were disappointed that we maybe just didn't sign somebody kind of late on, But I think we'd done a business early on, didn't we? And I think Gerrard made that clear.
Yeah, last year's squad, we've lost, I'm just looking at it, we could say we've lost Defoe, who's moved roles. Cedric's now away on loan. Andy Firth, I think he's up for some kind, I think the Queen's going tonight, Andy, he's up for a night good. Zunga's away, yeah. Nico's away on loan, obviously was injured last season. Greg Stewart's gone.
Yeah.
And that's about it. They've got Liam King down here, but I think he's away and maybe on loan, I'm not sure. But anyway, that was last year's squad. And this year, we've got McGregor, Firth, McLaughlin, McCrory, Tav, Bassinger, Hallander, Simpson, John Patterson, Katic, Balogun and Barisic. Katic is away on loan. John Lundstrom's come in. Hadji, Jack Davis, Aribo, Kamara, Bakuna, Wright, Offaboa, Arfield, yeah?
Yep.
And then we've got Defoe, Itten, Kent, Morelos, Barker. I know that people wanted Barker, Roof and Sakala Jr. Yeah, but obviously Barker will have a contract at our club, but he's not going to get matched anywhere. So financially, he's not going to be in a hurry to leave Linda, is he? He's been another one. So we've not brought any real revenue in on transfers, so our squad's pretty much intact. So is that better than selling somebody and bringing in 2 faces that we don't know, Linda?
I would say it is, because we weren't in a position where we had to do major rebuilding this year, Ox. As you said, we've added a few players. We hope they're going to be, real quality. We've still to see a bit more from them. But we didn't need to bring in, half a dozen players, and we didn't need to sell anybody. And I think we all thought maybe one so-called kind of marquee player might have been out the door. but the board have obviously, are maybe sort of covering any major losses that we've got. And it might happen in the future, Ox. It might even happen in come January. We don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But I would much rather be in the position where we've got a settled squad and you're not waiting to see how at least half a dozen players are going to take to the club, Scottish football, etc., etc. So I think we're in a much stronger position.
Bridgman? Andrew?
Yeah, I totally agree with Linda there. I was absolutely, wasn't terribly nervous last night, but I was a wee bit nervous that something would break late last night, that one of our star players was going to go. But luckily, when 11 o'clock came or 12 o'clock came, none of them had went. And I'm for, when they're saying we've got a settled team, the team knows the job, the team knows the drill. So we've got a couple of new recruits in. They've sort of found their feet. We've had unlucky with injury. We've had a bit unlucky with injuries and suspensions. So yeah, I'm delighted with the window that we've had.
Yeah. Sorry.
On you go, Bridge.
I was just going to say, I'm really glad that we haven't sold anyone. We've got a chance now to pick up from where we were and start to build the form for last season back in again, because we were absolutely outstanding last season. And may I say, we also blown away the myth that Rangers can't play in front of their fans. I don't know, our enemies across the city made that story up, and the press ran with it, and I don't know why they did it, but they've done it, and it's all gone now. It's blown up in their face. 50,000 screaming fans. Fabulous. What a result.
Yeah, I mean, we sell with stars, Linda. We have got stars because of where they're playing internationally and that. You've got Kamara, you've got Barisic, you've got Joe Aribo, you've got Ryan Kent, you've got Alfredo Morelos. You've obviously young Patterson, who was the one that seemed to be showing interest. These guys are now worth tens of millions of pounds now. But the job that Gerard's done, he just keeps tweaking the squad. People go at. I mean, the guy went last season. I liked him any time I see him. Greg Stewart, I thought he was an intelligent footballer. Never got enough game time, and it made sense to let him go. Any time I seen him, he always impressed me, But you have to keep trying to improve the quality of the squad and the quality of the first team. The two things you're always trying to refresh.
Yeah. Absolutely, and I think when Gerard came in, he needed to, he actually was in the position where it was a bit of a rebuild, wasn't it? And as you say, he brought in quite a number of players, and they couldn't all be really high quality because he was also working under a budget as well, Ox. But he's tried to improve the quality as the years have gone by. And even last night, there wasn't any point us just bringing in a player for the sake of it, Ox. We were only ever going to bring somebody in if they were going to improve the first team. And I'm afraid that type of player would have cost quite a few million, Ox. And I don't think the club were in a position to spend that type of money.
I'm no one for betraying a confidence, as you well know, Linda. But Mrs. Bridge contacts me after every transfer window and says, right up to the window closes, he's doing his stretches.
Don't talk about stretches, please. I'm done it up with him.
Just waiting for the call. He's waiting to see it. Comes across the ticker tape in Sky Sports, doesn't
Bridge.
Shocking, by the way. Just a shocker. But that's true. My nerves don't last. I used to sort of get really, really involved in the transfer window thing. Still really involved as well.
Young Ibrox Law used to put the yellow suit on and the yellow ties and watch it all day.
It's just amazing how these things affect you. It's just incredible, absolutely incredible. Particularly after a great game on Sunday, all of a sudden this transfer windows there, and the famous saying about the transfer window slammed shut. it never just closes, it slams shut, that kind of thing. They've made a big deal of it. I love it. I don't like Jim White, but I love it.
Well, he's the one that he doesn't do that programme anymore now, does he?
No, that's right.
So we'll see. I'm glad we kept over, if you like, our assets, Andrew.
Yeah, definitely. What's the point? I think Linda mentioned it there, but what's the point of building a squad, that's doing the business on the park? All right, we lost out in the couple of cups last season, but the main point was to win the league last year. Top 10, we done that, and most of our first team players made that impact to win that. So the way I look at it is, why get rid of them? Especially when Gerrard got an interview, I think it was about a month ago, and they said we don't need to sell any players. But if a bid comes in, the board will come to me and say, we've had this bid, do we let them go, blah, blah, blah. So it's what's the point? What's the point of selling our good assets when we're in a position we don't really need to?
Hello?
Oh, I think we've been joined by, I think it's Robert. How are we doing? Robert?
Yeah, good evening, Ox, Linda, Bridgeman, and young Andrew.
Hi, Robert.
Hello, Robert.
Hi, Robert.
I'm good, guys, and Ox, if you've probably noticed as well, I tend to phone in the Wednesday night when Linda's on.
I've noticed that, Robert.
Oh, that's nice, Robert.
No, it's always
Robert, I
good to
told
be
you
on.
to keep that quiet.
No, not a problem. But anyway, guys, Ox, just what you were touching on a couple of minutes ago there about you read out this season's squad. Pretty impressive when you read out that full squad there. And the Rangers, in my opinion, have been playing anywhere between first and second gear so far this season. Wait till the Rangers get up to third or fourth gear. It's going to be pretty frightening. I mean, see, when you think about it, all we hear is, this other team playing this wonderful football. See, when the Rangers get up to third or fourth gear, that's going to be pretty frightening for the rest of Scottish football. That's what I think.
Listen, mate, I just want to say this. I'll say this to you because I know you can keep a secret, mate. They've lost 5 games before the end of August. Just pointing that out to you, mate.
No, exactly. You don't need to point that out to me. I'm quite happy, and hopefully the Rangers September will be another 5 or 6.
Robert will keep it to himself, of course.
Definitely, guys. But think about it when guys like Ryan Kent, and I've got to stick up for Ryan Kent here. Again, that seemingly he was playing with an injury on Sunday, and that's what you want in a Rangers player. I don't want him playing with injuries, obviously, but that guy went out there playing with an injury, and he has been getting slaughtered a wee bit with some sections of the media and maybe some of our fans as well. And that boy went out there, and he didn't have the greatest game. He didn't have a bad game either. I thought he was okay. But that boy ran himself into the ground, and that's all you can ask for. So well done to Ryan Kent. We're so proud of him at the end on Sunday.
I think he showed a bit of bravery there. I really do. And Linda.
Yeah, absolutely, Robert. I agree. And I think Robert, he tries hard, doesn't he? And sometimes you feel as if he tries too hard. But I think he needs a goal as well, Robert. He nearly scored on Sunday, obviously hit the post, but sometimes he just needs that wee spark as well, and sometimes it's a goal. And I think there's obviously a lot more to come from Ryan Kent, and it is quite reassuring, Robert, the fact that, as you say, we've not hit top gear yet. So, like a lot of other teams maybe have, but we haven't. So, it augurs well for the coming weeks, I think.
I mean, Linda, that squad on Sunday, you could have easily rounded off at least 7 players that were missing, and 4 or 5 they probably could easily walk into that team, like obviously Tav, like Scott Wright, like a fit Ryan Jack, Alan McGregor. There's 4 already, you know what I mean? So That's why I'm saying it's frightening when you think about the squad that we've got, and wait till the the November and December cold nights come in, you're going Easter Road and going up to St Johnstone and all these places, and that's when you pick up injuries and suspensions, and that's when the Rangers squad will come through compared to any other squad in Scotland. We probably got a second team there that probably would finish second in this league. You know what I mean? And that's frightening to me. And I'm so, after that game on Sunday, I was a wee bit apprehensive about this coming season. I thought the Rangers players have maybe taken their eye off the ball a wee bit. They'd done all the hard work last year, and I thought, I hope they're not going to get into it like this. We really need to go for it. But after Sunday and looking at all the players missing and looking at our squad, I can only see good things for the Rangers this season. Only good things, and I can't wait to get up to speed when we start to see that wonderful foreign football we done last season.
Listen, Robert, I've had quite a few messages with people just sending you good wishes, mate, and just how you feeling, bro?
Well, I'll quickly tell you, I don't want to go on about it too much. As you know, I've missed all the games. My last game was the Bayer Leverkusen game before all the corona and that closed Ibrox down. So I begged my wife and my son, because they're taking care of me, with the heart operation. I wanted to go on Sunday, and my wife kept saying, no chance, you're no up for it. So I've had a wee word in the boys here, because I know he can get through here. And they let me go under certain circumstances. And you know what, mate, you know what I'm talking about here. See, when I went up that lift to that club deck and I went in there and I seen that they stands, every hair in my back stood up. Well, I get goosebumps. And I sat for 90 minutes, a pure wreck, emotional wreck. I loved every minute. And even that final whistle went, I just curled up into my son's arms and I cried like a baby. That summed my Sunday up. And Andrew touched on it earlier on. See, they fans, the most loyal, wonderful fans in the world. Now, I've seen atmospheres, you'll remember it, you're a young lad, Dynamo Kiev, Leeds United at Ibrox. You like that one, eh? Leeds United at Ibrox. Palmer at Ibrox, and Ree Rayner scores that goal. What a celebration and what a noise. Celtic at Ibrox, when we're down to 9 men and Big Goss gets that last minute goal, and Terry Butcher says he was in the dressing room because he got sent off and he thought an aircraft had taken off. I've been to some great atmospheres all the years, but see that, they're Rangers fans. I loved the way they were singing songs like the Blue Sea of Ibrox, and I wish they would do that more often. Sing the old great songs, because we'll get thousands of great songs we can sing. I thought the 51,000 that were there, including myself, I just loved every moment. 55 years I've been proud to be a Bear. And I was just that wee bit more especially proud on Sunday. Thank you to all you Rangers fans that were there, and the guys and girls that were me there. You know what I mean? You were watching the telly, and I know you was a ball wish you would have been there, because it was some atmosphere. Loved it, and I'm so glad. And I'd crawled in my hands and my knees to make sure I was there, and I was there.
Well, that suggests you're moving in the right direction, but everybody would be pleased to hear, mate, yeah?
Oh, mate, definitely. And I seen Big Stevie for the drummer. He kind of ran by at the Copeland Road, and I was going to say hi, but he was kind of in a rush, so I never get a chance.
Was he signing autographs?
No, I don't know. He was outside the Copeland Road. I don't know if he was with his missus or what. He was outside the Copeland Road, and he was
somebody was chasing him then.
But why, Fred, man? I don't know. Maybe he dipped somebody's pockets or something. But he was certainly seemed to be in a hurry. So I was going to say hello to him. But that son of mine, he was just all the tapping me like that. He wouldn't let me get away an inch away from him because he was watching after me. And I thank my son so much.
Well, you done you proud, Robert, and I'm glad that you were fit to go. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad that you're moving in the direction, because we all enjoy you on the show, Wanda.
Oh, definitely, Robert. And it's great to hear that you get back to that game, and what a game to go back for, Robert. You couldn't have picked a better game. But just what you were saying about the atmosphere, I wasn't at the game. I was just obviously seen on television, and it looked absolutely amazing. And you're right about some of these songs that we're singing. It's just fantastic. And we were talking earlier on, Robert, about the fans at the end singing "I'm Feeling It," and that's all over social media. And I mean, that was absolutely amazing, wasn't it?
Oh, I loved it, London. And me and Gary stayed about 20 minutes after because he's like, you're not leaving the crowd soon. And I just loved sitting in my seat there and watching all the fans and how happy they were. It was just, honestly, I can't praise the Rangers fans. I know we're the best fans in the world, but see, Sunday, I'll be honest with you guys, I was one of the ones that thought, no, it's not the same with foot that I will up in that corner or whatever. But you know what? See, after Sunday, I would keep it that way. 51,000 bears and berets cheering on the finest team in the world. I wouldn't change that for the world. That atmosphere was just unbelievable. And one other thing before I forget, where does that wee General Davis get that energy? He's Sir Stephen Davis. I'll tell you, we will find it hard to replace him, but we will replace him because we've replaced Laudrup and Gascoigne and all these. Maybe not replace the quality, but you always replace them. But see that wee guy, General Davis, where does he get that energy? Especially that last 10 minutes. He looked the fittest player in the park, and he was the oldest player in the park. But yeah, where does he get that, Felix?
Oh, mate, he's a freak of nature. He's such an intelligent footballer, mate. I don't think he waits an ounce when he's playing the game so he can keep going, you know. He walks and gets to the right place at the right time. He's just... listen, you know my thoughts on him. I think he's an excellent footballer. I think he's due a testimonial for his club and his country. That being us. His club could be our his club, you know, and I think that would be popular if we'd done it right at the right time because he's a British player, and I just think he's a phenomenal player, and I just wish we'd managed to keep him for that space of time because I don't think he'd ever left our club.
No, it definitely would not. And I would like what you said there about testimony. I hope Rangers do something. Oh, do you think, see, in my opinion, I thought Rangers managed that game so well from start to finish. Yeah, they had most of the ball in the first half, but what in their 18-yard line, going sideways and back the way, like Scott Brown's done for 13 years and meant to be this great player. That's what they done on Sunday, across the park, sideways, back the way. And I thought Rangers managed it because they had that big journey all the way back for the European game in the Thursday, all that heat and all that. And I think the Rangers players went out there. And I think it's all down to Sir Stephen Davis, the way they managed that game. And we looked fitter and we looked stronger in the second half. And that's brilliant management again after all that travelling and playing in that heat. That's brilliant management. And that's brilliant for the players. And people are going, oh, we didn't play that great. You know what? We managed the game and we done what we had to do. And we won the game 1-0.
Wonder, I mean, we've already spoke about Stephen, but I'll let you say the last word, Wonder.
On Stephen, look, he's an absolute gem of a player and also a person as well, Ox. And he's an absolute example to any young player coming through. And I know people are talking about the young boy Stephen Kelly, and I'm so glad he's going to be learning off one of the absolute masters of the game. And yeah, and I would totally agree with you, Ox. A fitting testimonial has to happen, and as you say, it's got to be done at the right time, and let's hope that does happen.
Yeah. Robert, Who did you give man of the match to? Did you go along with Balogun getting it because his performance at right back?
Oh, listen, definitely. I don't think any Rangers fan has really watched that game. He was a 9 out of 10 all day long. People might say a 10, but the only reason I'm not giving him a 10 is because he wasn't bombing up and getting balls into the box. But you know what? See, I'm glad he played now when I think, and you know I'm James Tavernier's biggest fan, but James Tavernier or even a young boy Patterson would never have defended like that. Never, honestly, they'd have never defended like that. So we can compensate for the big man not getting up by Pat. But see, defensively, the slight tackles and the way he played that game. And don't forget, there were a couple of games he played and we get kind of a fun out a wee bit. I'm sure a European game, or it might have been one against them as well, that lot. He wasn't too hot. And even before that game up at Ross County, I didn't think he was good. And I was saying on Ibrox radio, I don't think he should play. God, I had to keep my words, no just with him, with Big Bomber Barisic, because I thought he'd done well on Sunday as well. And I didn't want him playing because I thought that European game he wasn't fit. And it just didn't look right to play. But you know what, I'll eat my words right now and say I thought the two were fantastic. But Big Balogun, what a defensive display. Ox, you tell me this. You've watched Rangers for many years. When was the last time and what player was the last player you've seen putting a performance in like that at right back?
Oh, well, I mean, obviously, it would be fair to judge him with Tav, because Tav he brings other things to the team, yeah?
Yeah.
So but maybe a defensive display like that. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't think of, we're probably going away back to, I don't know, did Fernando ever have a game at that right back?
No.
Did Gary Stevens have a game like that?
Oh, Gary Stevens had tremendous games against him, but he was in a very big up and down the park as well, you know, but just defensive, maybe get in there. Maybe Craig Moore, maybe once or twice. Maybe I need to think about that, Robert. It's a good question. Bridgeman, help me out here.
Yeah, I think it's very difficult to say that because what you were seeing was a masterclass display by a person who is obviously a natural centre half, shall we say, and he's out there and he's tackling like a centre half against a winger, which is unusual. You don't normally see that. My goodness gracious, it was so effective, and virtually everything he went for, he got, or he put the other player off to such an extent they would maybe lose the ball and it would go out for a throw into us or something. I think he had a wonderful, wonderful game. I don't think, I have to be honest with you, I'll be surprised if he ever plays to that level again in that position. It was something to behold. And Robert's right, when you see, you just can't think back to who could have played a right back defensive position like he did. Bobby Shearer was the last defensive right back we had, to be honest with you. I mean, really defensive, because that's all Balogun did. He just defended. He was out there to. You could see like old-fashioned words like man marking, and he, for a big chunk of that game, he man marked and out tackled that young chap from Japan, played for them. It just wiped his confidence out. When he moved into the middle of the game, he was a different player. But when he was out in that right wing, the left wing rather, it didn't matter who they put out there now. Anybody that came down beside Balogun, they took the ball off him, out tackled him, out thought him, out fought him. Fabulous! What a great display! Great display.
Oh, Greg, that's fantastic. I mean, you're going to be back to Bobby Shearer, who was a brilliant player and a brilliant defender, and for you to say that, that's some compliment to Big Balogun, and you've just summed it all up, Bridge, why he was a 9 or a 10 out of 10 on Sunday when you're putting him in the same breath as somebody like Bobby Shearer. That just summed the big guy up. What a performance, honestly. See if you like watching the real defenders, because that's all went out the game. Now they're all like wingers and all that, and I miss the days, the proper football. But that was just a joy to watch. Just that big guy was just a joy to watch.
Robert, can I just say I'm glad to hear you're on the mend, mate, and you're doing well. It was a bit emotional there, hearing you saying that you cuddled your son and you had tears in your eyes and stuff. There was a gentleman in front of me as well, and when the final whistle went, he'd grabbed his son. I think it was his son as well, and he was in floods and floods of tears.
Oh, Andrew, he's fooling you. The reason he had tears in his eyes because it was his round.
And going back to Balogun, after I get home, I watched the replay and then I seen his interview, and at the end of his interview, when he pulled his badge as if to say, "I've done that today for the team," and everything he said in his interview was about the team. It wasn't about him. It was about every player that was on that pitch, and we done it as a team. We didn't do it because I get man of the match. It wasn't my game. It was our game, and that to me was just absolutely brilliant.
He's a big gentleman. Talking about big gentlemen, we couldn't find any, so we let Alex Kelly join us. How are we doing, Alex?
You're bugger.
What's your language? You're on the Premier show here. You're not on that one. It's the third-rate one now, you know.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
Yeah. What's on your mind?
It's just a wee observation I was thinking of. See, the management team actually staying in Armenia after the match on Thursday. I think that actually helped the recovery time and also saved a lot of needless energy. You know what it's like coming back for holiday yourself. It's a stressful day and you use up a lot of needless energy. So I thought that helped the team on Sunday, in particular Davis.
My understanding, it was a sports scientist, mate. No, I might be wrong. Somebody sent me this and it makes perfect rationale. If it's true, that they said it was better to fly back rehydrated, mate.
Yeah.
That's a good point, yeah.
You know, so they done the rehydration, had a stroll. I think they done some work in the pool, and then they've gone. The coach went and got the flight back, and their bodies were recovering better than they would have done with trying to rehydrate on the aeroplane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if it's true, Alex. I'm just putting it out there. Yeah.
Yeah, wise decision. Good to hear Robert on the station again.
Yes.
Even Alex, good to hear you too, pal.
And fantastic that he was at the ball game on Sunday.
Magnificent. And his boy, Matt Gary, he looked after him well. But, it was a great display for the team. Really chuffed for everybody that was there to witness it and just to put them back in their box again. You know, after all the noise that we've heard the last few weeks of the Ange ball, you know, they're still in a dodgy place now, you know, and we're building for strength. So I'm delighted that we kept all our assets, as you said.
Mm-hmm.
But I just hope it's not a wee slight gamble here that all our eggs are in the one basket to win the league, you know, for the financial position. Because
I don't think so, mate. I think this board of directors and the investors and the people involved, mate, I think they're on the ball, and I'm picking up.
Yeah,
there's something coming into the club, yeah.
They're very astute business, and I'm not questioning their decision. But you just think back to Dave King's words at the start of the season, you know. But I trust the guys implicitly.
Mm-hmm. Listen,
Yeah,
can I ask you something, Robert? You go first.
Yeah.
Mate, like the
no, I was just wanting to say there. I know it's Alex. I know it's a bit of a gamble, Alex, but if things work out the way we all hope and we all expect, 40 million's coming in next season, and that will certainly help to balance the books a good bit. So I think it's worth it. I know it's a bit of a gamble, but I think it's worth the gamble. And that's what I love about this Rangers board. And that's how I'm hoping, the way this Rangers board have backed our wonderful manager, Stephen Gerrard, that he might stay that wee bit longer, unless a Liverpool come in from sooner than we all hope. But I think the way he's been back to the board, I'm hoping that'll keep that man there for at least, I think it was Brisman or somebody said earlier on, for at least it was another couple of seasons, because I would love nothing more than Stephen Gerrard till he does into the Champions League. And he obviously was staying a couple of really quality players, and you never know, they might be okay, and maybe if you get no bad group. So that's what I'm saying, it's worth the gamble.
Can you come, Alex? Yeah.
Yeah, no. It's I'm with you, Robert, 100%. I'm with you. But the start of the season there with a kind of goal ticket, if you want, with the Champions League. We obviously playing Malmo and then potentially load of regrets after that. But I think Gerrard's honest enough to admit that the squad isn't quite ready to get there. I think with the pre-season, on the back of the Euros, there was a fair bit of disruption there this year that we've not had to deal with the last couple of years. But it's all about building the squad and just making the guys appreciate the different levels that we're playing at now, and to get to that Champions League level where we aspire to be, we've got to be better, and we've got to be on the ball right away. All this coming back at staggered times and everything, I don't think helped certain players within the squad either, their fitness levels and knitting together and that. So if we can get through the season, 100%, the league's always a priority, but I want to be adding a couple of domestic cups and underlining the dominance that we've got in Scottish football now.
Just I don't think any Scottish player will need to worry about going to the World Cup, mate. But that's another subject. I want to ask Robert because he's emotional. Robert, the display it was put on was very, very impressive by the young boys.
Oh, Union Bears, fantastic. They never let us down. You seen the display when we won 55 all on the Clydeside, etc. And that display on Sunday was just fabulous. I mean, it always is. It always is. You know what I mean? They do great for their club, you know what I mean? And Sunday just was a phenomenal display, absolutely fantastic. Summed us up. Class.
It's that anticipation, Robert, innit? It's like you're sitting there and you're looking at that stand, you're looking at Brimlin and you're thinking, what's going to come next? What are they going to appear now? And they never, as you say, they never fail to let us down. And the display was absolutely fantastic. And just, it gets that crowd going, and the players see it, and it gets them going as well. And I think it just got the whole ground going and on. As you know yourself, Robert, you were there. It was for 90 minutes, even before the game. We sang, and as you say, we didn't sing sectarian. We all right at the very start. We sang Billy Boys, but
I never heard that.
We did.
That's another story. Maybe we should be allowed to sing that we want to song, but I'm not going to play that.
No, that's a
I
whole.
don't remember hearing that on Sunday.
That's a whole show on its own. Maybe. Robert,
no,
did you see when we scored, Robert? Did you get any water on your head?
I couldn't throw it to the club deck. Couldn't throw it that far.
We're looking to maybe talk about what's going on in the Scottish media, stroke football or club, maybe next week if the time is right, and get some panelists on, because you're right, Robert, it's a whole debate on its own, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh, just a wee quick one before I forget, but don't forget, mate. I was coming down the lift on Sunday, and Gary with a few beers, and we get talking and that. Then this man says, "You're him, ain't you?" And I'm like, and I know right away what he's going to say. He went, "You're the guy off Rangers Radio, ain't you?" And I said, "Yes." I said, "Yes. I'm the guy that's known as my Rangers. I am my Rangers." And honestly, the whole list started talking away, and a couple of the boys, Jamie Thompson and Jim, if you're listening, all the boys in that list, there's a wee shout out for you. And fantastic. We got out the lift at the boatman, where Gary said, "You just loved every minute of that, didn't you? You were just waiting and I'm asking for an autograph." I said, "You're right, your son, I did." There you go.
Big Stevie's actually, he's gave up with the autograph. He's got his own stamp, mate. So he didn't have to bother, he just stamped,
Go on, tell the truth, Robert. Did you give them an autograph? Tell the truth.
No, but if there's another couple of floors and the doors hadn't opened, I think I certainly would have. I don't think they would have had the aspirin. I was at that stage and I was like, here we go, there's the pen.
Love it.
Get five or a selfie, mate.
But that just summed up the whole day at Ibrox. The minute I went in that stadium, the minute I left, and even though the boys running about me were like, "Oh, we didn't expect to see you back so soon, Robert." But Gary's been filling us in, obviously, the Livingston game and the Dunfermline game. That we didn't expect to see you back. And I said, "Guys, come on, I'm a bear, I'm a proper bear." And it's against that. What did you really think I was going to miss the day? Well, we know the way you are, so no.
Right, we've been joined by Mr. Andrew from Leeds, so we've no child's behaviour with you and Mr. Kelly, Stephen. How is one, Andrew?
Not too bad, mate. Just got that COVID at the minute, right enough. But I'm just plugging away right now.
You're joking?
No. I copped it last Friday after. Well, I think I copped it last Friday. I just got my results back there, but I come all right. I'm just plodding away. It just takes a lot out of you, right enough. By the way, I had the same problem as Robert, as you know, Robert, but I ended up losing my shirt when I was in the Rangers club on Thursday. You're at Andy off of Rangers Radio. Aye, they took my shirt off me, did the bugger. Ended up coming away with my brand new Rangers shirt that I bought to go down on holiday with. I ended up losing it just because I was on Rangers Radio.
You've been a celebrity, Andy, innit?
There
it's
you go,
brilliant.
Linda. There's something for you to look forward to, Linda, when you lose your shirt because of Rangers Radio.
I don't know about that, Ox, and I think there's enough celebrities on here.
Andy, tell us what happened then. Here's the story.
Oh, well, I'm playing. We went in early doors right enough, and there's a couple of guys in the corner.
Where were you?
We're down in Scarborough, the Scarborough Rangers Supporters Club, Yeah. So I said, come on, we'll go down there for the day. It's too all the family down and all that, right enough. My missus that really cocked it for us, so this guy's sitting looking over there. I see him looking at, so he's giving me the look all the time. So I says to the wee man, I says, I'm going to pull him. What's up with him? He says, you that guy off the Rangers Radio? I says, aye. Oh, and then leave me know all day long. He says, come and sit in my company. I'm having that shirt. So he worked his way around to all my girls and all that, and she's saying, give me a shirt, Andy, give me a shirt, I'll get you another one. I said, I've just bought this. I'm not giving it away. I've just had it specially made, No, give me a shirt.
Is that the shirt or the size, mate?
No, I was ended up giving me a boss shirt for it, right enough. But I didn't want it. I wanted to go back with my shirt, but I ended up giving it in the end, But it was great company. It was a great night. Got some good videos, but can't put them out there, right enough, So
it just shows you the power of the media, Rangers media, and the Rangers fans, doesn't it?
There were guys, because it's like third generation down there in Scarborough. They were coming up like Chris on their Facebook and getting them loads of stuff, like Rangers stuff that I've got on my phone and all that. I see the following day when I was coming back, my phone never stopped pinging. Andy, can you connect it up here? Can you connect it up there? But I'm glad the guy went away really happy, as I say, I got her to sort of get me another one ordered right enough, so I've got another one coming, but I've done that all my life. I gave stuff away. It's good, isn't it? It's great. And everybody that was in there, I was telling them, I'll get on to Rangers Radio, but I had a good day with them all,
I once witnessed a guy on the subway telling everybody who he was, and I was sitting about 6 feet away, and he didn't know who we were till we got off. Is that correct, Mr. Bridge?
Absolutely.
Yes, I'm Bridgeman for Rangers Radio, and I was sitting 6 feet behind them. Never clicked a light.
Absolutely. Brilliant.
I jumped in his back on Ibrox subway station.
What a shocker.
Brilliant that the Rangers support are listening in places like Scarborough and the lift at the club deck, Robert. So the power of Rangers Radio knows no bounds. It's fantastic, and more power to all the Rangers media sites, because obviously things are changing, and it's great that people are listening and appreciating. Linda?
Okay, I think so, Ox. And the fan-based media is probably the way forward for us just now. And I know you said earlier on, maybe you're going to touch on what's going on in mainstream media and everything else next week, but I tend to just stick to listen to the fan-based media myself, and it's not that we don't see everything through blue-tinted glasses. We are kind of our worst critics at times. So yeah, but definitely the fan-based media that's available just now is really, really good.
Yeah, I think social media has changed how people get their information, Robert, and it's instant now, yeah?
Oh, definitely, and it's only way I want my information now is through Rangers Radio and Ibrox Radio, the Rangers podcast. Now I don't click on any of these Daily Records, Rebels, and all that nonsense. This is the only way I get my information. But I'll say one thing, I'm just annoyed with myself. It takes me so long to find Rangers Radio on Facebook, because I've been listening now for 2 years, phoning in, and fantastic show. You're listening to far and wide, and it's brilliant when all us bears can come together. And we'll say things at times we don't mean. You've heard me in my wee rants and all that. When we criticise the players and all that, it's only because we're angry, because we want nothing but the best for the team.
I think Bridge gets his 25-year award this year, and I get my apprenticeships just to. What
a shocker you are, by the way.
We'll be joined by Big Al. How are we doing, Big Al?
Oh, I'm good. Linda, if you're getting your shirt away, can I get it?
Oh, your name's on it, Al. Your name's on it.
Lovely. And I hear that's Alex Kelly. He's on Premier Rangers Radio to get his name out there and become an A-list celebrity, I hear.
That's what he's trying to do, mate. Just to let you know, Al, it says Unibet on Linda's shirt, no unisex, all right?
Wait, Linda.
Yes.
When are you starting that fans only page?
You behave yourself.
Sick of looking at Katie Price.
You behave yourself.
That would be telling.
Could I get a picture of you doing
No, it seems to have lost Big Al's sound there. I don't know what's happened.
That was an opportune moment there, Ox.
Yes. Are you back with us, Big Al?
I am back. Well, it wasn't rude.
No, you're never rude. We just lost you for a second there. Lost you for a second. What about these two getting outed in Rangers Radio, mate? Yeah? Here's me. Never happened to me. Big Robert, Robert and Andy been outed the last couple of days for the radio. Just shows you, didn't it?
They've a wee while to go till they become real celebrities at Rangers Radio. You know what I mean? They've got a wee bit to go yet.
Well, I know you gave one of them a big fright when you started looking for him in George Square. Where's Big Stevie? Where's Big Stevie?
I heard Robert saying there, Robert, you'll never catch Stevie. That was him trying to get to the front of that pie queue.
I didn't want to say that.
You'll no stop him. And I crashed my motorbike yesterday, Ox, with your jokes, by the way. Some of them were a bit fishy.
What one was that? I must have missed that one.
The fishy ones. You had a few. It was like listening to Ross Abbott sometimes, man.
You know what it is? Oh, what an atmosphere.
Aye. No, it's really good. I'm just phoned. I'm pretty busy, but I just wanted to say it's great to hear everybody were happy, and that's what it's all about. It's about the team producing a performance and entertaining, because I'll be quite honest with you, until Sunday, I haven't been entertained, but I was entertained on Sunday, so well done the players, well done the fans. Was that your first game back at Ibrox, Ox?
No, I've been at Livingston, Malmo.
Oh, sorry.
Aye.
I thought it was like because you had your trip thing. Like, right, no worries, man. But no, it's good to hear. And if you can get me that shirt, Linda, I'd be very much appreciate it.
I'll have a think about it. I'll have a think about
it. Well, I'm first on the list.
Yeah, you're first, top of the list.
Thanks very much, Linda. I'm so happy.
All right, at least we've made your morning, Biggie, innit?
Aye, you made my morning. Just one other thing, you know, I was listening to something yesterday, and Balogun, he's got man of the match, but somebody mentioned that young Robbie McCrory. I know a lot of people have spoken about his performance, but I think it was a very mature performance with him, and I think we're in safe hands with that young guy moving forward. So if Balogun didn't get it, I think that save with his foot, that's a world-class save there. That he pulled us out the hole with that save. If he produces performances like that, I mean, I think we're quite comfortable. So I'd like to give him a man of the match performance as well.
I think there was a lot of people really, really pleased for the lad. Yeah. I'll tell you what. I'll let Rob Weatherall answer that. Yeah. On you go, Robert.
Oh, but Robbie McCrory.
Yes.
Young boy was outstanding. When that one he came out to that wee Japanese guy and he was right through and saved it with his leg, and then the shot. The two of them, the boy was fabulous. Great performance. Al, but can I ask you a question?
Robert?
Yes, on you go.
Do you think that's what Eduardo was trying to do?
Oh, probably aye. And by the way, see the Saturday he missed. I think Robbie McCrory helped put him off. There you go. Pal, just a wee question, pal. Have you changed your mind yet after another thought a really good performance on Sunday. If you change your mind yet on Joe Aribo, because I know you're not his biggest fan, and I think he's a fantastic player. I think he's a fantastic player.
Look, the past 2 games I've watched him, he's got a bit better, but I think we can improve in that position. But then he is getting shifted a bit the park a wee bit. So, look, if we give him a run in one position for 4, 5, 6 games, he might change my mind. But I just think we can improve in that position.
All right, well, gentlemen and ladies, that's that 2 hours gone. Sorry, Andy and Alex, we never got to hear you much. Just the time of the show. But Linda, over to you.
Well, it was a great show, Ox. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and it was good everybody coming in there for the last part of the show. Some good talking points. Yeah, great being on.
Good to know we're dealing with all the celebrities at Rangers Radio.
Oh, absolutely. Lots of celebrities in Rangers Radio. Good to have them all on tonight.
Yes. It's like the jungle in here tonight, Bridge.
As indeed, pal. Can I just say a big thank you to Linda for partnering up with me, and I thought the show was fantastic. Well done, Oxter, and the old school Blue, Gary, and Foxy Boy. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, I'm still buzzing. I can't help it. I'm still buzzing, and I'll be buzzing for a couple of days yet, probably. So everybody, keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers are what my life's all about, and hopefully it's yours as well. Keep it going.
Can I thank Big Al for Australia taking the time to call us, Andrew for Crookston, Andy for Leeds, the one and only Robert Weatherall. Great to hear you're moving in the right direction, mate. Of course, brilliant. Alex Kelly. And thanks to Lyndon and Bridge for hosting the show. Thanks to Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals, and GB supporting. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10 talking about all things Rangers, and we'll be joined by the one and only Old Bear. Take it away, Old School Blue. Thanks to Fox and Old School Blue for doing
Rangers, easy, okay. Look out, everyone, we're on our way. Football is the game that we play all over the world. Rangers, easy, okay. Look out, everyone, we're on our way. We can show the world how to play, for we are Rangers, okay. Won't you come and cheer us? Help the boys along. White and blue, coming through with a song. Oh, Rangers, easy, okay. Look out, everyone, we're on our way. Football is the game that we play all over the world. Rangers, easy, okay. Look out, everyone, we're on our way. We can show the world how to play, for we are Rangers, okay. We'll be there to do it, do it if we can. Win the cup, hold it up in our hands. Rangers, easy, okay. Look out, everyone, we're on our way. Football is the game that we play all over the world. Rangers, easy, okay. Look out, everyone, we're on our way. We can show the world how to play, for we are Rangers, okay.